Welcome, wrestling fans, to another exciting edition of Rampage Pro Wrestling. It's Father's Day weekend. That can only mean one thing, Bill Behrens. Sunday afternoon, June 19th, bring Dad the Rampage Pro Wrestling at Johnny G's, and every paid admission for every dad gets what? A free RPW DVD.
Free DVD, and right now we're starting the show off. Jimmy Rave approved and returning after several weeks away, doing some work for Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, or I guess it's Impact Wrestling now. What a major change that was. Impact Wrestling.
Good to see Mike Posey back in action, and certainly he has got his work cut out for him on this match. What were the usual suspects doing outside? Did you see that?
We know they're at the building. They're not scheduled for a match this evening, but you know what, Ben? If I were them, I'd be interested in our main event tonight, because we're going to find out whether it's Jimmy Rave approved or our tag team champions or Hot Like Lava. But we start off with Jimmy Rave approved Mike Posey, and his opponent, one of the Rampage favorites, is coming out next.
Absolutely, and this young man has a new look, as we found out last week. Kyle Matthews.
And his opponent, he is from Marietta, Georgia, weighing in at 180 pounds. Please put your hands together for Kyle Matthews.
But it doesn't matter how much hair color changes or what the hairstyle changes. This man is a phenomenal athlete.
Well, in fact, two of the young men probably in the greatest physical condition here in Rampage Pro Wrestling. You can tell both spend considerable time in a gym by looking simply at their physiques. Not large men, but you can tell they're awfully strong and in tremendously good shape.
And by the way, Kyle Matthews has been entered into the NWA Future Legends tournament taking place at NWA Fan Fest in August.
Well, not just him. I understand the entire Jimmy Rave approved team has been entered into that also. Jimmy Rave, Chip Day, Mike Posey will be in it. Corey Hollis will be in it. I understand from North Carolina, Zach Salvation is coming in. A lot of major competitors coming there. Also at a show, at that particular show, there'll be an NWA World Heavyweight title match. And I understand we're in negotiation to try to bring the champion in here to Rampage Pro Wrestling on that Sunday following the Legends Fan Fest.
So busy weekend. For more information, go to NWALegends.com. In the ring now, Kyle Matthews still behind now by Posey.
Well, both these gentlemen, excellent professional wrestlers. Perhaps a small advantage to Kyle Matthews simply because of his recent international experience. But in terms of actual experience in professional wrestling, Mike Posey, who has had stints with both the World Wrestling Entertainment and Total Nonstop Action in TNA, at one time known as Dropkick Posey, feuded there with David Young. So he has probably the greater overall experience. Kyle Matthews, I don't know, might have a little bit of recent wrestling experience and also a back-to-back State of Georgia Technical Wrestler Champion in annual voting at GeorgiaWrestlingHistory.com.
And certainly being trained by the Mass Nightmare, the late Ted Allen, certainly is in his favor, because Ted Allen, one of the best technical wrestlers ever in Georgia.
Very much so. Mike Posey caught off guard with a kick to the leg, caused him to lose a little bit of control there. Caught by the arm, and now Kyle Matthews controlling him on the mat. Asking the fans if they want it. They do. Comes down hard with that knee to the arm of Mike Posey.
Applying the arm now from behind for that pressure. Kyle Matthews, phenomenal athlete, great fan following here. The fans chanting break it. Certainly no love here for the Jimmy Rave approved group, although they do have their own fans, I understand.
Very much so, and now he takes it. He's keyed that, and now he hooks the ankle around it. I have a feeling you're going to see him. Yep. That's a different way to hammerlock that particular arm, which is what that basically is, except instead of using his own arms, he's using the legs there, which are obviously much stronger than the arms.
The fact that these RPW wrestlers travel so much in so many places, Kyle Matthews went to Japan recently, that tells you Rampage Pro Wrestling is the place to be.
Very much
so. The best in the world come here. They go out to wrestle the best in the world. They come back, and they're followed by even more great athletes.
Well, in the last 3 days, this would be the 5th professional wrestling match for Kyle Matthews over that period of time throughout the state of Georgia and the Southeast. Mike Posey and Corey Hollis teaming together in Alabama, victorious at a wrestling show there last evening. Both of these gentlemen well-traveled. Just a week ago, Mike Posey in at Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. You never know where.
Pay-per-view recently.
Very good, both on pay-per-view and on recent television.
And there, that step over by Matthews forced Posey into the break on the ropes. And you see that arm is giving. The arm will go to sleep on you very easy in one of those arm locks. and it's very difficult to wrestle with one arm.
Well, Posey buying time on the outside. Smart on his part, as long as Kyle Matthews is willing to lay off. Referee wanting to see if he wants to continue this particular match. Posey, though, smart maneuver there.
Posey not a quitter and certainly a very dangerous wrestler because he's not real outspoken, but his actions speak a lot louder than his words.
Well, these are both quiet guys, but they back up what they don't say in the ring with an awful lot of creative professional wrestling maneuvers, and that was at one right there. As Kyle Matthews is able to roll through to get the arms, and now he's holding on to them, and I don't think this is going to be good for the fingers of Mike Posey.
Now both hands are giving fits. And notice how Kyle stays right on him, locking that shoulder and arm, drags him to center ring. Smart thinking by Kyle Matthews.
Posey up, thrown into the ropes, comes off, catches him with a boot. Posey off again, caught with that drop kick, and Matthews seems to be able to pull that out of anywhere. Now Matthews sees him on the floor, keys him up.
And Matthews caught him coming out.
Suicide dive to the outside, doesn't touch a rope on its way through. Shoulder right to Posey, takes him down hard on that floor. Kyle Matthews is on fire right now, and the crowd's loving it.
I didn't think Miss Allie thought she was in the danger zone, but you never know with these guys flying around here. Now it's Matthews throwing it back in the ring, falling right in for a pinfall. Quick thinking by Matthews. He's in it to win it, that's for sure.
Well, Matthews did, though, spend a little bit of time accepting the appreciation of the crowd, long enough time for Mike Posey to recover enough to be able to kick out, but Matthews right on him with a side headlock. Hard to think when you've got pressure on your head like that.
Now a test of strength and into a side headlock by Mike Posey. Into the ropes now. Matthews shoots him off. Tackle. Both men almost went down. An arm there giving on Posey, up and over his man now. Leapfrog by Matthews and caught him clip the leg by Posey. Posey a little upset now because that arm giving him fits.
Well, and he's taking the man off his feet, and that's a smart maneuver. The less Kyle Matthews is on the feet, the better. Can't hit a drop kick, can't do an awful lot of the things Kyle Matthews is known for if you can take him off his feet. Normally a technique used with a bigger man, but a smart maneuver in this particular case because of Kyle Matthews' ability to fly.
And now it's Posey continuing with the boots now and dragging that leg over the bottom ring rope. Mike Posey now dropping down with the weight across the leg. That's going to take some of the pressure now and add it to the already injured leg. Continuing now with that drop down on top of the leg of Kyle Matthews. And, you take a leg out from under a table, it's going to fall.
Nobody home.
I believe that Posey caught the hard end of that one with his tailbone.
Although, given the Alabama Jam maneuver he uses, where he lands on that quite often, can't do too much damage to him since he seems to be able to absorb the impact of that particular finish move. But right now, Posey going for the leg. We saw Corey Hollis use this very effectively against Bull Buchanan just a couple of weeks ago as he went for the heavyweight title. Even a better maneuver here with a smaller man, as Posey able to use the strength of both arms, hooking them together on that one leg, using his head as a leverage point.
You mentioned Corey Hollis. He's in our main event on this program, coming up for the RPW Tag Team title.
Yes, teaming with Chip Day.
They'll be taking on the team of Hot Light Lava. We know Crew Jones has one of the belts. Chip Day has the other belt. The winning team takes both belts right here.
Something that just came up to me. We saw it last week, forgot to comment on it because we were so absorbed in the main event. But did you see the redecorating that was done to Sal Renaro's office there?
I did see that.
Desk was destroyed. I think going into this particular match, I don't know if they're aware what we're aware, but Jimmy Rave Rpw was pretty sure Hot Like Lava were the culprits on this particular one, but I happen to know it was the usual suspects.
Ah, okay, so you got the inside.
Well, I think the fans know that too right now, but you know what? Interestingly, they seem to think they had Doc Gayton's support doing it. I wonder what that meant.
You never know. There is an alliance between Doc Gayton and who has remained really silent since his last appearance here. We haven't seen him anywhere around here, but certainly the affiliation between he and the Usual Suspects. I recall right before the Usual Suspects won right after they won the tag team title, Doc said something to them about he would always be in their corner. So, you never know.
And I understand Usual Suspects are booked for an upcoming NWA show at the Ohio State Fair to take on the current NWA North American Tag Team Champions, Team Mega, out of NWA East. And I understand Doc Gayton has at least committed to be at that outside event.
But we'll see what comes out of that. Maybe Kansas will go. Hard shot that time, and Matthews.
You can hear the fans respond to that. Yes, very reminiscent. You think Ric Flair had the greatest chops in professional wrestling? Well, the man he learned them from was Wahoo McDaniel.
And he learned them the hard way. And now it's Matthews up and over into a sunset flip.
I remember watching Wahoo McDaniel at the early part of his career when he was a middle linebacker for the Miami Dolphins, just having come down from the New York Jets down to Miami. What a tremendous man. In the off-season, off football, he got into professional wrestling, eventually quit football because he was able to make more money in professional wrestling.
One of the more outstanding Indian wrestlers, Native Americans. Wahoo McDaniel is sorely missed. A great guy in and out of the ring, great sportsman. He loved to fish, he loved to play golf. He was just a great guy.
And the man that literally took Ric Flair under his wing when Flair came into the Carolinas fresh out of Minnesota and helped craft him into the future champion he became.
Absolutely. You're only as good as the man you're in the ring with sometimes.
Outside in right there with a leg drop, reverse, flipping around. Very good move there by Mike Posey. Posey quickly to his feet. Kyle Matthews manages to get away into the corner, waits for him.
Caught him with that kick right in the face. Posey going right back in, swings him around. Caught him with that back kick. Spins around, and it's Posey staggered.
But Matthews, you can tell that leg is still hurting. He's not putting any weight on that one leg, but still manages to leapfrog over, catches him there with a kick.
It's hard to do a lot of maneuvers without a leg, that's for sure.
Very much so, but he's got the cover right there. This could be it, Ben. No.
Very close call that time for Posey.
Matthews trying to fight through the pain right now. You can see it in his face. Obviously, Posey did considerable damage to that left knee. Hopefully nothing ligament-oriented, no tear in that particular case. You know that can happen at any time.
He picked him up for a slam, and the leg gave out. Good
suplex, hooks and bridged. Almost had him right there. Posey able to kick out. Both of these men in tremendous physical condition. Tremendous.
You see the desperation of Kyle Matthews. He needs to end this match before further injury to that leg occurs.
I would think these guys are equivalent in cardiovascular conditioning, but right now, the damage to the leg of Kyle Matthews is Posey's greatest advantage, and you can see he knows it.
And now it's Posey moving in.
Underhook right there. Takes him up for a suplex. He takes him down right there, and he's got him hooked. He's going for the win.
Rave is coming out to ringside and pushing the foot of Matthews off the rope. Matthews had the foot on the rope.
Dustin Robinson is taking Jimmy Rave out. He had pushed the foot of Kyle Matthews off the rope. Matthews now in position, rolls up Posey. He's got him. There's one, there's two, there's three. There's no referee to count, Ben.
Go up there, Bill.
And Posey.
What's going on? Dustin's trying to get Jimmy Rave out of the...
Looks like a low blow, and he's got him hooked with an inside cradle.
No way! Kyle Matthews had the match won. Interference by Jimmy Rave, distraction, and the winner is Mike Posey.
And I believe he caught him with a low blow. Referee never saw it. I did. Catches him with an inside cradle, manages to get the victory. It's going to go down in the record books as a win for Mike Posey. I'm sure he's proud of it. I can't say that anybody else is. Kyle Matthews, heck of a match by Kyle Matthews. But your winner, Jimmy Rave approved, Mike Posey.
Just when you think Jimmy Rave is out of sight, he is never out of mind. We'll be back with more Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Jeremy Vane coming up next, television champion.
It's going to be awesome.